Hey, this is Tracy Lewis with Stuff and Things, and welcome to Winter is Coming Wednesday, episode 17. So 17 has two swaps. One was a shoebox swap that I actually did not put together. I believe Libby put this one together for me. I can't remember the scenario of why, if I ran out of time or if there was an opportunity for an extra one. But I will look for the swap as it was provided. I believe Libby did that one per the design. It is a thank you card, and I'm going to use it as a Thanksgiving card. And then I have a Christmas swap that just now a very interesting thing happened. So I had already cut some pieces for it, but I want to discuss one aspect of how the creator put it together. Now, it does have the person's name. It's Pamela Laughinghouse Smith, and I really like the design. I own the stamp set and the Christmas paper. So this is the project. It already looks a little different than the photo that will be provided of how it was provided to me, because I had it in the sleeve. It was provided in an envelope, and when I went to take it out, this star ripped most of the way off. And if you'll notice, it's got, all these little lines, and when she glued it, it was heavy enough glue that the entire star is tacky. So what that tells me is it's a good thing that I have this stamp set and die set, because I will be redoing this star exactly the way it is, carefully using the glue so that it doesn't get sticky, because if it's stuck to the protective sleeve, it has a very high probability of sticking to an envelope for giving through the US mail, and then the person receiving it would try to take it apart and the star would rip off potentially. So I don't want that to happen. So I love everything about the card, and it uses tidings and trimmings. This 3-row sentiment is from Evening Evergreen, and I actually really like this sentiment. And I like the way she put the little star above, and the only thing I think that is missing from it is just a little bit more. So I've got a couple of ways to go with the little bit more. I do have these already left over on my desk from other projects. I really like them. That is one way I can gold it up, although this gold is has a finish to it that's textured, so it would be okay, but the other gold elements are foil, so they're somewhat shiny. And I have one other here. I have the gold gilded gems that are really shiny and are faceted, so I could go with either of those. And then I did cut from tidings and trimmings these two additional stars, and I would like to put a star very carefully applied with glue here and here. Then my question is, do I really need any more gold, or is that enough? So that is the question. I'm gonna go ahead and pull out. I think it's enough. I always do the more is better. I am going to be mailing this, so I don't want to add anything to the star itself, which is already popped up. And if I were to add any more bling, I've got a large and perhaps a medium over here. I think that fights with that little foil star, so I'm putting these on very carefully in case I need to move them. And then I need a small one. Where would I put a small one? Oops. That actually was where I had in mind to put it. So if I really wanted to deck it out, which I may go ahead and leave it with this much, I will add these little stars. I will tack them down. I'm going to show you my tactic because this person made this so sticky, I think it might be beneficial for me to demonstrate how I apply liquid glue. I'm going to protect my mat first off with a piece of Teflon that is getting very long in the tooth. I will hide that other side. That other side is not dye, it's blends. Alright, so when I always make sure that I get a little bit on the tip, and I literally do little tiny dots. The lesser the better. I don't want any of the glue to come through to the front for exactly as this project demonstrates. So it's got about 8 dots of glue. This one corner is really wet, so I'm going to go ahead and I wiped a little bit of it off. This glue dries tacky. It does not dry without tacky. So there's the one. And this has so much. I do have an eraser, a glue eraser that I could try, but I think since I already own it, I will just start over with a fresh star. And I hadn't planned on needing to do that until just now when I went to take it out of the clear protector for the video. So another thing I try to do with my stars is never put them straight up. Straight up is when it looks like a person standing with their arms out. So I've got this one going this way, this one going this way, and then this one will be somewhat at this angle with the loop, the trim loop, probably off at an angle. I believe that the card, when I go look at the image that I'm going to publish for you guys to see what it looked like, I believe that this was straight up and down. But when I ripped it out, I didn't get to see what it looked like because I wasn't looking at it when I pulled it out. So that finishes off this one and makes this into a really fancy star card. Love it. Let's see if we got something on the inside. Oh yeah, so on the insides of these colored base cards, I'm always very excited when it doesn't have the white in. I never put the white in because I like to write in white gel pen. Now this one is has enough gold that I also have a gold gel pen, and I will probably write in gold gel pen inside this particular project. So that finishes up the Christmas card, which ended up taking longer. And now I have the thanks card that is a thank you, but I will use it as a Thanksgiving card to send to one of my customers. All of my customers are getting Thanksgiving and Christmas cards this year because I know I'm going to have enough. So this particular project is, again, just about complete. It was a shoebox swap, so this one did not come completed. Again, I didn't make this one. I believe Libby made it for me due to time constraints, and she probably made it exactly as the instructions called for. I think it is very nice, and the only things that I would like to do to it today would be to add some embellishing and trim. So the trim that I want to do, this flower focal is popped up, and I would like to add some linen thread. I have the linen thread in a spool, and then this very old linen thread that I found. Look, it's the old packaging, and I need to get this used up because it needs to just go away. So I've been trying to use it over the spool, and I noticed when I wanted to run this through, I'm going to run it all the way through. I can't tack it to behind because this is already assembled, and I did make a minor attempt to unassemble it, but I just feel that this clean look is going to be ruined if I get it wrinkled at all. So I looked on my desk and I found that I needed to find something to act as a needle so that I can get through to the behind. There's some dimensionals holding these elements down and holding this floral element down, but I noticed after I found this piece of like a bread tie, which we have more of these, even longer, in our drawer for our utensils and kitchen utensils. So I saw that I could get this all the way through. I have gone ahead and doubled it because I do want to do a double bow. And I am just, I'm going to go ahead and just pull it through. And that is my tip for the day, just a quick, cheap way to get thread through an already applied, popped up element that you later decide, oh, I want to add more. So hopefully you will find that helpful. I'm going to go ahead and make sure I have enough for a bow. If I don't, I can still pull on one end. This is the end that ends, so I'm going to pull it this way to give me even more. And that should be plenty long enough for a bow. I will trim it off. This gives us, because we already have some crumb cake sprigs, I want to add more crumb cake. It has plenty of white, so crumb cake will be the color that I am trying to pull out. Okay, that is smooth enough. Now I can safely make a little bow, and it will be tight enough. And then I will just go ahead and stick it down with a dot. And we're going to cut the double. Alright, so there's the bow, finished. I am okay with it being at an angle. And now for the embellishing. Because of the square elements, I wanted to continue the squares and add blue. I love these square gems. Alright, so this will be a thank you card that I will be sending to a customer during the Thanksgiving time. So I think it has got good enough fall colors. And on the inside we don't have any white, which is perfect because I will in this case use white gel pen. Phew, so that concludes today's projects. Please leave your questions, comments, and concerns here on my video or over on my blog. I will have all supplies used over on my blog. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. and thanks for watching.